if you've listened to this podcast a lot, you'll hear me talk about yoga many, many times. But a reason I like something like yoga is because it builds what's called a mind-body connection, connecting the body and the mind. And what that does is it brings awareness. You do this through getting onto the mat, and some days you feel like your body is tired and sleepy, and you'll suddenly feel like you want to do all these poses and postures that are like really easy, and you round the body off. But whenever you're working with someone, there's a kind of a general rule, I would say. It's a very loose rule in yoga, and that is that when you want to wake the body up and you want to feel strong and powerful, you open up the front of the body. So these are all the muscles that are literally in the front of your body, forward facing. So if you're in the morning and you want to wake up, then you tend to prescribe someone to stretch out, whether it's the front of the chest, the shoulders, the hips, all the way through the front of the body, doing back bends and things like that to really energize and bring some vibrance into the body, that space and openness. But not only that, when you get up and you move about, you suddenly feel open and strong, and you generally feel a little bit better and more lively in yourself, and if anything, confident. And the opposite is true, that if you stretch out the back of the body and you start to work on deepening into those muscles and rounding the body off, you tend to feel more sleepy. And it's great for doing before you go to bed because it allows you to get a great night's sleep, and it can really send you into that parasympathetic tone in the body and get you into a rest and digest state real quickly. But if you think about both of those, stretching out the front of the body, you're opening up, you're creating space, you're becoming big. So you're opening up and vibrant. And then when you're rounding off, you're sort of shying away, you're closing yourself off, and you're starting to sort of go into your own shell. And that's where, like I said, going to bed is an ideal moment there, because you are literally starting to go into hibernation, essentially, that micro hibernation. But the ultimate goal here is knowing what is going on in the body and how you feel in the body. So when you do that session, or you practice yoga and you open up the front of the body and you stretch out the front, you start to recognize, oh, I feel good, I feel great, and I feel alive and strong and vibrant. And that's because your body has had an impact on your mind. You've changed the state of your body to change the state of your mind. And that is a really big, important part of your body language, is that if you are ever feeling like you are not where you want to be, or you're just not there yet, like you're mentally, you're maybe self-doubting yourself, change your physical state, change what you're doing with your body, and there's a chance, and you give yourself a chance for changing your mental state with it. There are so many times when I have played games when I was a professional athlete that I would not be feeling myself, but I knew I had to perform. And also I've got opposition against me, and I wanted to get the most out of myself. So I would actually add into my routine to make sure I was tall, strong. I would pull my shoulders back, lift my chest, and I would recognize when I wasn't doing that. There would be moments where I could feel like I was maybe losing power and energy, and I was feeling low, and I would check into my body and I'd be like, oh, I'm rounded off in the front. I'm starting to close off. I'm not that big, strong, open posture and that body language that I've got. And then funnily enough, you might start to gain momentum. And I would see in these games that I would gain momentum, and suddenly something good would happen. And then you start to feel better and confident. Your body language grows, and then you can start to get back into that flow state. But it's basically a way of kind of tricking your mind if you're in that place where you're just not 100%, you're just not fully mentally on it. So you sometimes have to change your physical state and force yourself and push yourself into a new physical state in order to change that mental state.